everything you need to know about the back office, about the app. And I know many of you come in with the all access pass, and some of you have questions. So we invited Adam in to join us about the back office. We got an echo here. All righty, Chris, are we set up?
Yeah, hold on. For some reason, everything is running super slow here. My apologies. You gotta love technology sometimes. There we go. Okay, so we're all set. So folks, yeah. So this evening, well, oh, sorry guys. There you go. That's what I want. Second. Okay. Tonight we invited Adam Levy. Adam is a very experienced networker, and Tammy and I really appreciate it. As I mentioned often in our presentations, Tammy and I have always been the sole owner of our organization, always counting on ourselves in every aspect of building a business. And we've built an organization that spanned over 600,000 members. And again, it's not to brag, it's just to impress upon you that this industry is absolutely wonderful. And Adam comes in with so much knowledge, and he's very generous with his time. And he's reached 100K EVP with Newcom Social X and Newcom, and 40 years experience, a veteran in the industry. He's a wellness coach. He's also a graphic designer, so he brings in a lot of expertise in creating our flyers and everything else. So let me just stop the screen share here. There we go. And just want to welcome all of you here. Now, tonight, it's a training session to give you an orientation on the basic principles. Again, it's not going to be complicated, it's not going to be heavy, but what are the things that you should be aware of and right away to get started. Just a bit of background here, folks. Tammy and I have made a living building network marketing companies. And we've been with a company for well over 19 years. Unfortunately, they chose to change their direction, but health has always been something very important to us. And we found something that not only will impact your health, but it's digital. It's an absolute no-brainer. But having the tools to be able to communicate the message within your social network is so important. So, Adam, I really, really appreciate you here. Thank you so much for offering your time to spend with the team here today. And folks, this call is recorded. It is currently broadcasted on our YouTube channel, which we will make available to you into our group here. So you can come back to that. And I do recommend to pause and try some things and start again. Adam, I'm going to turn this over to you to share what you feel is appropriate to share. You have co-hosts. You should be able to share your screen. And thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you.
You got it, Chris. Hey, it's so great to be here. Chris and Tammy, you guys are awesome. I've been fortunate to be able to be in this industry now for about 40 years, as you mentioned. And, I've always, like you guys, kind of leaned towards wellness products. And there's good reason why wellness products are really the best place to be in network marketing. And it's simply because of the residual income that is available when you can change a person's health for the better. They get emotionally attached to it. Nobody ever got emotionally attached to crypto. Nobody ever got emotionally attached to, some of the things that get marketed out there. But when you change somebody's health for the better, yeah, they tend to get emotionally attached to it. They stay on it for years and years and years, and that's what creates a residual income. And this is the first time that I've seen in 40 years, and I think everybody here on the Zoom has ever really witnessed a product that is digital in nature for the wellness space, and with so much credibility. And I think that that is the key to it. I've seen some gizmos and some stuff, and some things that have come and gone really quickly, but never has there been a technology that has patents on it, that's been in development for over 30 some odd years, 36 years now in business, over $55 million invested, being dropped into our space of direct sales and network marketing. And so that's why this is so special, and why I think that those of you that are here that are really going to plug in and learn what you need to learn about how to best share this with folks, you're going to do extremely well. And the reality is this, and I'm talking to a lot of really high profile network marketers, from around the world. And that's the key, is that because it's digital, when you get started, you get to try the product that very first night, right? And so we're talking to people now around the world. We're open and available to do business in 125 countries right now. Eventually we'll be in all the countries that allow us to play with their banking system and enable to pay you, right? But right now it's 125 countries. I don't know about you, but in the wellness space, usually you have a handful of countries that you can play in because of, regulations and things of that nature, and shipping and all kinds of barriers to entry. Well, we don't have that problem here. And so it's amazing what's happening with it. But I want to do a kind of a basic training for you guys and have you see some of the ins and outs of the XOSIALX business and website. And so I'm going to share my screen really.
And Adam, while you're doing this, I just want to give you a little bit of the lay of the land because
Sure.
we're around the world right now as we speak. We have Allison here that is from Ontario in Canada. We have Anna Peters, who is from Australia. Really appreciate that. We have Beth that's in the US. We have James that's in Ottawa. We have Jasmine that's in Ontario, Hamilton. We have MC that's in Texas. We have Maripol in Ottawa. We have Patsy here that's in Waco, Texas. And we have Steve here. Welcome, Steve. And I have used Steve twice on iPhone and Steve, so I'm not sure.
Steve
But
doesn't want to
welcome.
miss a thing. That's what it is. He doesn't want to miss anything. He's
Got
in here
it.
twice.
Got it. So I apologize for interrupting. I just wanted to introduce some
No,
of the members that
thank
are
you
here.
for introducing me to everybody. And guys, I looking forward to getting to know you all. And if you have questions as we go through, just put them in the chat for now, and then we'll get to them. And then maybe we'll just open it up at the end or towards the end, and we can do that. You're looking at the login screen. It's pretty simple. It's whatever your URL is, whatever your username is. And then .socialx.com, and you can get to the login screen. This is actually my wife's account. So I help her build her business. She's not so much of a network marketer, but I am. Enough for two, apparently. And so I'm helping her in the business. And this is pretty much what I focus on, is her account anyway. So you're going to get to see some behind the scenes stuff here. But when you log in and when you first enroll, there is something you need to do if you want to be an associate. You have to basically upgrade by checking off 2 check boxes. Now, they don't show up here in this back office because I'm already an associate. But if you are brand new and you get enrolled, you basically start as a customer. We all do. And then you just have to check off a couple of check boxes saying you would like to make money. And then you are automatically upgraded that instant into associate. And your back office changes a little bit. You get a few more things on the left-hand side here. And we're going to talk about those and go through them. So one of the things you'll want to do is under Manage Digital Subscriptions. This is a great new area that's been developed. And as we are now mostly a subscription-based business, let me get back over here, click on that. You will see that this is a place where you can do that. My internet is slower than yours, I think. Oh, here we go. Okay, great. And you can see the services that I have. I've got this subscription, which is the edge of the annual subscription for Newcom. I also have the XOSIALX app, and I have the XOSIALX University. Now, when I started, we didn't have the All Access Pass. We just had Newcom. The app and the university came later in the last few months. And so now we offer 3 digital products. Obviously, the main one that we focus on is Newcom because that's so unique. It is something that is a game changer in our industry, and it's what's attracting people is that wellness technology. The XOSIALX app, which I'll go through with you guys, is a marketing tool that if you aren't using it, you're not really that serious about your business. It's only $10 a month for it, but it gives you such incredible tool sets to be able to build your business. I don't know how anybody can operate in direct sales and network marketing without a tool like this anymore. I certainly wouldn't do it. But that's the next digital product, again, fully commissionable. And then the XOSIALX University, which on the surface, when I heard about it, I was like, okay, well, can't you get this stuff for free, some of this stuff that's in the university? And the answer to that is no. These millionaires and billionaires are custom curating content for us. And a new one gets dropped in every single Thursday. I think we're on our 8th one right now. And I got to tell you, the trainers, the people that are in there, I'll show you some of them. These folks are incredible, and I'm getting nuggets of information that are life altering in all areas of my life for success. So, over the years, and I know, Chris and Tammy, you guys have spent tens of thousands of dollars on personal development training, and the XOSIALX University costs less than $2 a day. And it's going to give you that kind of training without you having to spend tens of thousands of dollars. And every week it gets more and more valuable as there's a new trainer dropped. So if you want to add a plan, you simply go down here to where it says add a plan, and you can add any of these plans, and it'll tell you what it replaces. So if say you started with the monthly Newcom for $42.50 and you wanted to add it or turn it into the all access pass, it will replace, well, it's telling me what it'll replace specifically to my situation, which is nice. So it's going to tell you what it replaces. So there's your opportunity to decide, does the all access pass make the most sense? Do I just really want the marketing app to add to my Newcom? It's up to you. I'm going to share with you all three so you can get a better sense of them. And let's see, what else? Okay, social app login. Once you've added that, you'll be able to log into your social app right there. And as you see, there are 3 what we call spaces, right? It says spaces there. There are 3 spaces. And you guys are really fortunate because you'll have access to all 3 of these spaces, and I'll tell you what they are. The university, which I just mentioned, that's a space. We're going to go in there in a minute, and I can show you some of the content there and the value that's there. The XOSIALX Associate space is the space that comes with the app for $9.97. Part of this, by the way, I'm showing it to you all on my desktop, but this app is mobile first, not mobile friendly, but actually mobile first. So all of this that I'm showing you here can be done right through the app. You download it from the App Store, the Google Play Store, and what I'm sharing with you is all available with your thumbs from any location, anywhere. Really important to know. So if I click on one of these spaces, I'm going to show you what's inside so you can get a better sense of it. The X Team Newcom space is a space that I built that has content in it that is available to people on my team. You all are a part of that, so you can have access to it. You need to be invited to this space, and I'll show you how to get invited to the space. For those that are not on my team, they don't have that space. They just have these other 2 here. Well, the XOSIALX Associate space I'll click on first. And again, this is what everybody in the company has access to. And it has some great stuff in it that's important. And one of them is the XOSIALX App Academy. This is a training course on how to use the app and how to navigate it, how to download your contacts from your phone into the app on your phone so that you have access to all the contents to be able to send out information for people. There's onboarding for XOSIALX, which goes through more of a generic or general onboarding on building a business. And then there's the Newcom Academy, which has tremendous value in all the different modules that are in here about Newcom. And each one of these courses is set up as a course. It even has a little quiz at the end of each of these segments. And so you can go through the course, take the quiz, and what you're trying to do is end up with 100%. You can see I'm at 92% here, I'm at 77% there, and I'm at 0% on the Academy. I assure you, I've watched all those videos before there was a course. That's why those are zeros. You'll want to get those up to 100 if you can. There's a great scripts and conversation starters. And let me give you just some idea of this as a tool, because what it is a old school network marketing tool for the new age. In other words, this is not going to broadcast out and do all kinds of crazy things. This is more for personal one-on-one networking, but it's going to make you look way cooler than you actually are. And isn't that what we all want? We want to be able to have a tool that makes us look as professional as possible in a business where marketing may not be our first language. Fair enough? So you're going to be able to click on something like scripts and conversation starters. And at the bottom here, you'll click on view. And here's some great conversation starters that you're going to be able to, copy and paste, right, to people and start conversations. So we're not going to just throw you to the wolves and say, okay, go build your business. We're going to give you the what to say to start a conversation. Now, you've been on the planet for a little while. You know how to start conversations. But this is going to give you a little bit of a leg up when it comes to talking about our business and getting a hook and getting somebody to say, hey, yeah, I'd like to know more. And once they say, I'd like to know more, then that's where things get exciting. Because in here, there are gems. And what these gems are, that's what we call them. They're pieces of information. I'm going to share this one with you right here. This is one that was put together. By the way, I'm in the company space right now. I'll show you the X Team space in a minute. And so, you've got this great video with Jim Poole. You've got a presentation from Stuart Finger, another one from Jim Poole, and you've got a button that's going to go directly to your landing page. Now, this is important stuff to have it go directly to your landing page. Obviously, you don't want people getting lost and searching for Newcom and just, going out into the wild, wild web west. You want them actually going to your website. So there's some great links here, some infographics, great pieces of information. But what's important is this about these gems, is that they are trackable. This is so important. I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to go into the X Team space. This is the space you need to be invited to, which you guys are all invited. I'll show you how. But in here, you're going to find a lot more gems that are a lot more specific for things like athletes, for your science geeks. You got some science geeks? You know those people? We got you covered. How about people that are interested in sleep? How about testimonies? I got 2 different gems that are specific to testimonies. Everybody goes to the dentist. A lot of dentists using Newcom. How about you send this to your dentist? How about you got any holistic practitioners? You got any energy workers, some Reiki people? How about this one? Send them to this. This is what you would shoot them off to. And there's some great content in here. And links to case studies, links to a masterclass case study for meditation. A great talk by Jim Poole and David D. That's really targeting holistic practitioners, talking about the science. These are deep dives, guys. These are things that have been put together, crafted over many months. So you're not seeing something that was whipped up yesterday. This is stuff that I've been working on for at least 6 months now. And again, just goes right to your website. But again, here's the most important thing. It's trackable. So what that means is this. When you share one of these pieces of information, or what we call gems, when you share one of them, you're going to know when you share it that the person has actually looked at it. That's the most important thing. I want you to think about your experience in network marketing thus far if you don't have a system like this. You might call somebody up, you might text somebody, you might have them say, yeah, I'd like to know some more about that, Anna. Sure, send me some info. And then you're going to go to your back office and you're going to go find the link, and I can show you where your websites are if you haven't seen that yet. Right? It's a red link on the left-hand side of your back office, and there's several landing pages there. There's one for the All Access Pass. There's one specific just to Newcom. Right? You're going to copy it and you're going to paste it into a message or an email or a WhatsApp or whatever, however you're communicating with them. And you're going to send it off and say, hey, be sure to watch the 3-minute video from Jim Poole, and I'll get back to you. Isn't that what we do? Something of that nature. And then what happens? We got to follow up, and we got to call them up or text them and say, hey, did you get a chance to watch that 3-minute video yet? And then they say, oh, shoot, I got really busy. I forgot all about it. Yeah, I'm going to do it tonight. I definitely will do it tonight. Okay, great. And so then tonight comes by and you text them later on that evening and you say, hey, by the way, just checking in, any chance you got a chance to watch that 3-minute video I shared with you? And then they say, well, yeah, sorry, the kids that, but whatever, and they haven't watched it yet. And at some point, you've got to say to them, well, shoot, were you serious about that, or were you just kidding around, right? Did you really want to make some extra income, or were you just, pulling my leg? Did you really want to get better sleep, or you're not that serious about it? At some point, you got to take it away from them, right? And that's what we've always done for 40 years. I see people raising their hand. Exactly. So we don't do that anymore, right? We don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. You shouldn't do that either. So instead, and then I will take your question if that's an actual question, or you're just saying hallelujah. Let me just finish
it's
this
a
point.
question.
Okay, great. So what you'll do instead, you'll have already put all your contacts in there, and I'm going to click on network. Okay, so all my contacts are here from my phone, my iPhone. How long have you had an iPhone, folks? 20 years you've had one. There's 20 years of contacts that I just transferred. It took me one button push, okay, and they transferred into this app. So now I'm going to pick a gem, and I'm going to say, okay, let's see if we're going to send the holistic practitioners one. And right here it says share with a contact. So I click on that, and I go find my contact. I'm going to send it to myself. Here I am in my own address book, and I have my phone number. If I were on my phone and I clicked that phone number, it would open up a text, and this link would be in that text ready to go. But if I'm going to send it to myself on, say, Facebook or WhatsApp or somewhere off platform, maybe an email, I'm just going to click copy link. That's it. Copy link, share link, copy to clipboard, it says. I don't know if you can see that. And now I'm going to go into Facebook and Messenger, and I'm having a conversation, and I'm going to have a conversation with myself. There it is. And I'm going to say, hey, Adam, here is that info you asked for. You are gonna love this. And then I hit paste. And there's that link that I copied a few seconds ago. And I'm gonna hit send, okay? Now, there it is. When my prospect now clicks on this, I'm gonna know. And here's where I'm gonna know. Okay, I'm going to go in here. Might as well click on it, right? I'm going to click on it, and this is what Adam's going to get. There it is. I showed it to you earlier. Okay, and when I click on stuff in here, here's the infographic. Pretty cool infographic about Newcom. See if I can get out of there. Well, we'll just end it. Okay. Oops. All right, we'll go back to the login. I'll be there. Okay, so now when I clicked on that, if I go back to network, I'm going to see some activity on the right-hand side here. And here's all the activity. Adam Levy clicked infographic. Adam Levy clicked the share on the holistic practitioners, the share link. Adam Levy clicked on this. This is all the activity, all the interaction that I did and the exact time that I did it on looking at that information. So I don't ever wonder anymore whether my prospect is serious or not. I know right away whether they're looking. And you know what I do? When I see that they're looking, I send them another gem. I send them additional information. I send them some stories. I send them some testimonies. I say, hey, here's some additional information that I think would be helpful. Or here's some great stories you got to hear. There's Tony Robbins telling his story. There's Brooke Burke, she's pretty famous. Jim Quick, and then some other folks down here telling their stories. And they're short. These are short videos. And again, they can link right to your landing page to sign up. And if they are doing that consistently, I know I've got one. I've got a hot one. I've got one that's looking. And I can send them information that's catered to their needs. What about kids with ADHD? Is it going to help them? Well, we got a gem for kids. I've pretty much got one for every situation, folks. So you have access to this, and this is a tool that you're going to want to be using. How about PTSD? You got anybody with PTSD issues? Newcom for PTSD, incredible testimonies from veterans and the results that they're getting with Newcom. Phenomenal. So I just want to share with you that you have access to some ninja level tools that are going to make a difference when you're out building the business. Even David D'Arcangelo's new book on Newcom, Your Unfair Advantage, it's free. It's a PDF, and you can send people the book. And some great testimonies, short testimonies about Newcom, some information about the stress test. I learned some things about the stress test, guys. I got to tell you, I was on with Jim Poole the other day doing a three-way, and he unleashed on that stress test. I'm adding it to my presentation so you guys will get to see it. Maybe I'll read it to you in a little bit. But anyway, these are just some of the things that are in this space. There's a business card. They are getting started gems, onboarding gems, right? Somebody's getting started in your business. You want to send them the how to get started, right? You want to come up with those emails by yourself, send it to a person. Maybe it got through, maybe it didn't get through, who knows? Maybe they looked at it, maybe they didn't. Maybe it went to the junk folder. Who knows about that stuff? But here's the thing. When I get somebody started in the business today, I send them this gem. And it gives them everything they need to get started in the business. It talks about their activity goals. It talks about following up. It talks about plugging in on a weekly basis. Great, great stuff, okay? So I want to get them started properly. If they're just interested in Newcom and using Newcom, I have a customer-focused getting started with Newcom gem. How about different languages? Spanish gems, French gems, Slovenian gems, German, Portuguese, and Greek. Some of these we're just working on. If you go into the French gems, and I know Chris speaks French, there's a bunch that are in French. Here are all the videos that are in French. Okay, so this is an incredible tool, and we're going to keep adding languages, but these are all in the proper language. The one that I use the most is the Networkers Global Opportunity. Because this is so unique in network marketing, we've got special presentations here that really address that. This is a talk that I did called Newcom for Networkers, an industry first and only. And then you've got Mark Victor Hansen saying why XOSIALX. You've got Jim Poole saying why he chose XOSIALX. I do a little comp plan overview. There's another interview here, a Q&A that's really good with Jim Poole. And then at the bottom here, there's a talk that I did called The Shift to Digital Wellness, which is only 4 minutes long. I tell you, send this to your network marketing friends. They're already looking. They're already searching for something digital. They just haven't found digital wellness yet because it doesn't exist except for Newcom and XOSIALX, right? So you got to be the first one to share it with them, or guess what? Somebody else will, because they're all coming here eventually. I'm going to tell you that. There's no other option. I see people shaking their head. So anything else I wanted to cover here? Let's see, you got links to share. Oh, so here's the distinction I want to share with you. And if you would like access to this space, Chris and Tammy will send you a specific gem with full instructions on how to access it. And it will be in this black folder here, guys. And it's called Introduction to XOSIALX. By the way, I'll show you that in a minute. This one right here is a training that I did on this app. It's 50 minutes long. It is in the company's space that I train on, but the concepts are the same. And again, this is the gem you'll want to share with people to invite them to participate in the X Team space, which is what I've been just sharing with you, all that content. There is something you have to do specifically besides send me the email address on your account so I can access, or I can invite you. But there's also something you have to do called setting up attribution, where you take your username, just your username of your XOSIALX address, and you have to enter that in when you set up attribution for just this space. You don't have to do it for the companies, because the company's space already knows who you are. But the space that I've created does not. So you have to give it that attribution, and those are instructions. Again, you find that in the XOSIALX App Power Hours folder. All right, links to share your business login. I'm trying to go through the checklist. But, all access pass, we'll cover that. And then, Anna, let me take your question because maybe it has to do with something we just covered. So I'm going to ask you to unmute, and then I'll move into the all access pass.
I think it's already been answered in the sense when we're tracking, I wanted to see if there was something that tracks my performance and how many things I send out. But really, when you're looking at the part that you just showed with all the tracking of what the actual individual is seeing, then I get to see the list of all the people that I've sent it to. But like just a number of how many people I've sent it to rather than having to scroll. Do we have that?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, that's a great question. There's a couple of things that happen. This is one place where you can see the activity, right? This is one place. On the phone, it's a little squiggly line on the top of the network tab, and you can see it there as well. But you also get an email. Every single time somebody interacts, you get an email. As long as you have your notifications set up in the app, which I can show you if you want. It's actually under the circle. Which might have your initials in it. Mine has my picture in it. Yours might just have your initials. On the upper left-hand side on the desktop, it's on the right-hand side on the phone, on the mobile. And then you click on notifications. And then this gear right here. By the way, this is in the new course that the company's just put together. You click on that gear, and then you can set up your notifications for gems and also something called Spaces/Campfire, which I'll tell you about. But you want your notifications all on, right? You want to be notified. The other thing is you're going to get an email summary every day. So there's a summary email that shows you everything, all the activity that's happened, yours, theirs, in the different spaces. It's quite complete. So those are the other thing. And the other thing is there's push notifications, and those can just pop up on your phone every time somebody clicks. It's like a little dopamine rush. Every time you get one of those popping up, you go, oh, someone's looking, which is kind of cool. But anyway, great question. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Adam, I have a question.
You got a question? Go ahead, Steve.
Yes. I think we need to. Sorry about that. We've got monkey authority. His husband and wife.
Steve is. I'm having trouble hearing you, Steve. Can you speak up a little louder?
Yeah. So can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead. There's a little bit of an echo, but if you speak up louder, I can probably get through it.
Okay. So when you're using the gem to send a contact, can you send that to just an individual, or do you have to load that into your contacts? If that makes sense.
Okay, I think I know what your question is, and if I don't answer it properly, let me know, okay? I think your question was, do I have to upload everybody into my back office to be able to share a gem? No, there is a couple of things here I'll make a caveat on. So when you're about to share a gem, you have two options. You can share it with a contact. Obviously, you have to have your contacts loaded beforehand. So you're going to upload all your contacts, then you're going to pick a gem. Right? I always say start with a gem, start with who you're gonna, start with what you're gonna send, and then I assume they're already in, right? Because if you uploaded your whole phone, then they're already in there. And there's a caveat to that too, and I'll talk about that in a second. But when you click on share with a contact, you're gonna pick a contact. And then that contact, when you hit that copy link, that's where the tracking is. The tracking is in that link for that specific person. Now, if I were to share this, say, with a team of people, I could share a public link. And that public link just copies there, and there's no tracking whatsoever. I won't get any notification of any kind when that person clicks on it, or those people, that group of people clicks on it, okay? So that's a distinction there. Another thing that you might have been asking, though, is this. What if I don't have their phone number or I don't have their contact information in my phone? In other words, let's say I met them on Facebook. They responded to a post, a call to action on a post, and they said, hey, I'd like to know more. Well, in that case, you click on network, you click on the plus sign, and you just add them manually. The good news is you don't need their email and you don't need their phone number. but you do want to put their name in here, just their name. You can grab it from Facebook. That's where you met them. You put it in there, you create a contact. Now they are in the contact list. And now when you go and share a gem, even though you don't have their phone number or email, they're still in there. You can click on them and you can copy that link. And then you will actually have tracking for that individual that you don't have anything other than their name. And again, you're going to then go to Facebook and you're going to send them a link. You're just going to paste it in and you're going to say, here you go, right? And so when they click on that link, you're going to get notification because you sent it to somebody specific. That is so, so important and such a game changer in what we're doing and how we're doing it here.
One other quick question.
Did that answer your question, Steve?
Yes. One other quick question.
Yeah.
What's your recommendation on downloading your contact list when it might be 7,000? Would you say, hey, go ahead and load it into your system?
It was you're asking, again, the echo is really bad. The recommendation for downloading contacts, I just suggest you do them all. Because that way you're not trying to onesie twosie figure it out, prejudge people. You know, you're only going to send to who you're going to send to. But let's say you're going through your phone one day, you're sitting on the toilet and you're saying, who am I going to send a message out to today? You got 20 minutes every morning.
I did that today.
How many minutes? Yeah, how many people can I send a message to every morning, those 20 minutes, right? And you're going to, put them in there. And what if somebody says, hey, yeah, I'd like to know more, and you haven't uploaded them to your address book yet, to your network. Then you got to manually do it onesie twosie. I don't mind doing the onesie twosies with the people that I meet on Facebook, right? Because they're not on my phone anyway. I got to do it. I want the tracking. I want to know. So hopefully that answered your question. Great questions, though. All right, let's move on. And if there's other questions that come up, we will we'll address those as well. Again, we're going to show you this very important button here now. It's called the back button. You see that one? You got to know where that is. If you see it, you're not in the top of the menu. You got to click it till there's no back button. Okay, now we're at the top of the menu. If you ever get lost, find that back button and click until you get to the top menu. All right, the XOSIALX University, part of the All Access Pass. Guys, this is such an incredible value. And I just want you to see here, one of the things that's so key about this is it's commissionable. It more than doubles your monthly volume when you go from $42.50 for Newcom to $99.97 for the All Access Pass. The CV, the commission value on that package, that monthly subscription, is more than double, which means that you will get to your goals twice as fast. The other thing is this, there's a 30-day guarantee on any of those digital products. So what's the difference between $42.50 and $99.97 if you're going to try it for a month anyway and you have a full money back guarantee, right? There's no additional risk. You might as well try everything that we're offering and then make a decision. Maybe you just stick with Newcom after the month. That's possible, okay? But what if one of these presenters changes your life? What if, right? You've got people like John Paul DeGeorgia. This gentleman here is the former CEO of Paul Mitchell and the co-founder of Patron. I'm sure everybody's heard of Patron, or at least had some Patron in their life. This gentleman was homeless 2 times and is now a multi-billionaire. Okay, that was course number 4. There's so many incredible presenters here and speakers. One is better than the next, that's better than the next, and each one of them has an incredible custom training for our business, for our situation, being interviewed by Mark Victor Hansen, who is the #1 best-selling author of all time. The only book that has sold more books than the Chicken Soup for the Soul series is the Bible. And he is heading up this university, and his Rolodex is vast. And so the people that he's bringing on are phenomenal individuals, millionaires, billionaires, giving you the best secrets that they have not let loose anywhere else. There's a quiz on each one of these, and then there's a key impact point for each one of these as well. Over 75 billion social media views generated by this lady, Adley Kinsman. Do you think maybe you might learn a thing or two about social media from her, right? This was just a few weeks ago. Absolutely brilliant. The one that dropped this past week, I haven't even seen yet, but I hear he's amazing. His name is Wyland. And again, these are millionaires and billionaires. Artwork exhibited and collected in over 100 countries. Very, very successful individuals in all aspects of life. This is not just about network marketing. This is about success in life. And this whole series, this whole university was basically started because Stu Finger's daughter, who's just about to graduate college, said, hey, Dad, you know, I'm getting great grades and all, but I don't really know that they've taught me anything that I can use in real life. You should start a university. He brought the idea to Mark Victor Hansen and David D'Arcangelo, and they thought it was a brilliant idea. And so every Tuesday, these guys are in the studio recording three or four different presenters, trainers, every single week. They're doing that. They've got about 3 months worth in the can already. And every single Tuesday, they drop a new one. I'm sorry, Thursday, they drop a brand new presenter. So this university is invaluable. I wish there was something like this when I was first becoming an entrepreneur and getting started in network marketing. I wish there was. We would scramble, we would turn our cars into mobile libraries and training centers. I mean, we would grab tapes, we would go to every presentation, we'd fly thousands of miles just to hear some of these speakers present. All right, so that's the All Access Pass, $99.97 a month. Again, completely commissionable, double your volume, and it will make a huge, huge difference as you're building your business. All right, let's open it up for some Q&A. What do you think, Chris?
Adam, actually, what would be wonderful, if it's possible, just to go back to the XOSIALX back office, and some folks here might be very kind of uncomfortable with the online world. Where do they access their links? Let's say they want to share the Newcom product, or they want to share the All Access Pass. Where would they get that link? Right from the back office of
we can do that.
XOSIALX.
Sure, we're going to
just
go
very
right
quickly.
back to
I know
the
it's
back
simple
office.
and yeah.
Absolutely, no problem. So again, we kind of fast forwarded because we assume everybody's going to get the app, right? And that's going to be the best thing to do. But if you're not, there's this red link here called My XOSIALX Websites. And it's right here on the left-hand side, really easy to find. There's a couple different versions of your website, or versions, I should say, and you can copy like that and then just paste it to wherever you want to go. And here is the All Access Pass landing page that you have. Those gems that I pointed out, there's some that are focused on the All Access Pass. They will go right here, and that's how people can get started.
I'm so impressed with the professionalism of all of this stuff, this content. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
I don't
well
think we've ever been part of anything that's been so put together and professional. It's
Social
it's
media
very
ready.
comfortable to, yeah, it's so comfortable to share this stuff.
Yeah, it does. It helps when you have content that's beautiful, right? I mean, it just gives you confidence. Here's the there's Newcom, and then there's Newcom monthly subscription only. So there's 2 pages here. One has monthly and annual. We have different countries that are focused on different things. And so there's some countries that were just interested in having the monthly available, and some that wanted the monthly versus the annual. And then there's some countries like ours that are now mostly focused on the All Access Pass. And so you have, a few different choices. That's one of the things I love about Stuart Finger. He sees a need. Somebody comes to him with an idea and says, hey, we're really wanting to focus this way. Can you help us out? And he says, yeah, no problem. We'll just make you a new landing page that works for you guys. And then there's a new landing page the next day. So this one has both in it, both monthly and annual. And that's really how we started marketing Newcom. And, you know, a lot of people will buy the 458.91. They'll buy that one. It does give you a little bit easier qualifications in one portion of our compensation plan. So there was an incentive to do that. Besides the savings, there's a savings there. But the All Access Pass also now does the same thing. It gives you the benefit of the easier qualification in one part of our compensation plan. So that's still, I think, the best value and the best way to go these days. Plus, if you focused your whole business on just selling annuals, you know, they're paying one time. You get a nice chunk of change up front, but then their account says 0 on it for the rest of the year, right? So we don't want that. So we like the monthlies better. That works better for our business model. And so there's a lot of people that have shifted over to All Access Pass or just going monthly with Newcom. There's even for our products website, you've got this great website here that, you know, if you're wanting to share some of the physical products, great website with Howie Mandel on it, who is somebody that has you know, been using Exhilarate for some time and was nice enough to be able to do this for us. And these are our physical products, and this is a website specifically for that. And again, you can usually pull down a language thing here if you need it in a different language, any of these sites. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see if there's any other.
The energy is great with Exhilarate.
Oh yeah, the Exhilarate is an amazing product.
Yeah.
So let's shift over to, oh, sorry, Adam, you have something else?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I just thought of shifting over. It's 9:47, and maybe to address some of the questions, and maybe some of you would like to share your testimony. Would love to have that. But please, Anna, go ahead with your question.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, you sound great.
I thank you. I just tried because I right at the beginning I sent off obviously the links using the public link. I didn't know about the other, and now I'm trying to get all my contacts across, and it's saying it's not allowing me to do that. I have to go into settings, and I've gone all over the place and can't find where to actually transport or to allow. It's not even asking me to allow.
Is it, so it's your phone, what kind of phone is it that you have?
Apple 15 iPhone.
Okay. So I'm on my iPhone here, and I'm gonna just go see what I can see so I can maybe can help you out. But I will say there's probably a settings on your phone, but let me just double check here. I'm gonna go to network, and on network, there's a little plus sign with a person on it. Have you found that? It's on the upper right-hand side.
When you click on settings, did you say?
Not well, first, let's make sure that you're in the right place. So I'm not sure about your settings, but I'm going to say that under network. So I'll show it to you. I don't have my phone hooked up to show it to you on my phone, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean the import in the XOSIALX app, import contacts, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so I clicked that. The first thing it said was AICE cannot access your contacts. To import contacts, go to your phone settings and allow the AICE to have access, but so that you can import to them. But I can't. Yeah.
Right. So you got to find. Here's where you got to go. So I think I know where that is. Okay. So you go into the settings of your iPhone, and under settings, you're going to find accessibility. Let me see. Hold on. Accessibility. Nope. I had to do this for somebody else, I think, recently. We're going to find it for you. But it's definitely under the settings on your phone. It's on the settings. Let's see here. Sorry. Somebody calling me.
You know, I could probably help with this, Anna, because I know exactly what's going on. Is you need to go to your iPhone settings and allow the phone to share your contacts. You know, because of these privacy laws, it's very strict now, and you just need to check it on. So maybe you and I tomorrow can connect. I can share my phone and go through that.
And
Or
if we
we
had
can
more
do it
time,
right
we
after
could,
this session.
Or right after
yeah,
the session, I
if
can
we
share
had
my
more
phone.
time, we could probably find it, but I'm sure
Yeah,
Chris
because
can
that
help
could
you
be
with
time
that
consuming.
after the Zoom. But it's a
Sure.
pretty simple toggle that you got to
Yeah.
find on your iPhone. Generally speaking,
Okay.
though, I have not seen that be an issue. Usually they just click on that first button inside the app and it just transfers stuff over.
Yes, it was
So
very
it's no
quick.
problem.
And I was able to do it on the iPhone 17. And it came like literally in minutes. And I got like 6,000 contacts over my 60 years of, well, let's see, 45
Isn't that
years of
incredible
living
how
with a cell
fast that
phone.
happens?
So it works. So,
I know it
well,
works.
yeah.
I think
Well,
I just, sorry, go on.
no, you're fine.
I was just saying, I think I must have, when I first started it, blocked everything to start with so I don't get hacked. And now I've got to work out how to unblock it. So excuse me for taking, so sorry for taking up the time.
But Anna, once you have that dialed in, you're going to love the fact that
Yeah.
you're going to know when people are looking at stuff. It'll be a breath of fresh air trying to build this business. To kind of just back up real quick, when I started marketing Newcom, I started doing what you did. I started sending out some links, like from the back office. And then I thought, wait a minute, I've got this incredible platform. I stopped in my tracks. I said, I'm not doing that because everybody has a day one in their business where they go, okay, I'm going to reach out to 20 people today. Right?
That was me.
And everybody has a day one. And I had a day one and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I built a gem and I'm like, okay, now I can do this. So I sent it out and then I just kept building gems from there and I built out that entire space. And then shortly thereafter, 3 or 4 months later, the company itself took on the platform, white labeled it, and that's how we come to be where we are. So their space is good. Mine's just been around and developed for about 4 months longer than theirs. They'll eventually maybe catch up. I don't know. But also I'm a graphic designer, as Chris mentioned, so mine are kind of pretty. So there you go.
Yeah, you have a lot more available. We've been
lot more to
leveraging
do.
yours the whole time. So yeah, you guys definitely want to be part of the X team system for sure.
And so you get this added bonus that the rest of the company doesn't get. Right? They don't
Exactly.
have access to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So James, I believe you have, oh, sorry, apologize.
Yeah, go ahead, James. James got a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how long Social X has been in partnership with Newcom.
Newcom. Great
Yeah.
question. So SocialX has been around for a while. We started in the CBD space.
Right.
And it was a different name. We actually did a rebrand about 2.5 years ago to SocialX to kind of separate us from our CBD past, which we did really well with. But that kind of business has moved on. Kind of hard to market things like CBD anymore. Plus, there was a lot of barriers, right? You couldn't go to Canada, you couldn't go to Mexico, you couldn't ship it. So we shifted over to our mist products and launched SocialX with those mist products, which are phenomenal. And about 5-6 months ago, David DiArcangelo introduced Jim Poole to Stu Finger. And David D is a partner with Stu in SocialX. And they knew each other for quite a few years, and the timing just had to be right. And so the timing for Newcom was right. They had developed it enough as a mobile app. Remember, it's only been a mobile app for about 4 years now. Prior to that, it was a $6,000 4-component device that used to come in a tackle box. And dentists would buy it for $6,000, and the military would buy it, and law enforcement would buy it, and sports teams would buy it. It was $6,000. But for 4 years now, it has been a mobile app. And about 5 months ago, we got the exclusive rights to it because of the relationship between David DiArcangelo and Jim Poole. Very, very fortunate set of circumstances.
Yeah.
And you guys are finding out about it and learning about it before the rest of the world knows about it. That's the thing that's key. And as you can see, as we're growing, it's, we're now in 125 countries. It's pretty amazing. I shouldn't say we're open in 125 countries. We're in about 75 countries right now.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks,
Thank you,
James.
So Anna was asking in the group here, Vietnam, France, and Greece.
Mhm.
Are they
I believe they are, well, certainly France is open, and there's a lot of French gems. Greece is open. I don't think we have any, we have a Greek gem. I think I have a Greek presentation I can share, like one, if you need it. And then you said Vietnam. I could look at the list. You know, if you go to the pull down list on the countries, you'll see all the different countries.
Yeah, I think
As a matter
Marpa
of
already
fact,
checked it. Yeah.
yeah, there's a gem for that too. Let's go to the gem. Hold on. I will
I know
find it for
you
you.
sent us a screenshot of all the countries.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Well,
is that available in your
here's where it
XT?
is. Here's where it is,
Okay.
Tammy. I'm going to tell you where it is. So
Perfect.
and I keep this updated. So whenever something happens, a new country opens, I'm back to the drawing board here. And
Yeah,
I go. So in the, let's see, I believe it's in SocialX. Nope. I sometimes don't know where things are because I sometimes move them to where they make more sense. So I'm going to say it's a scripts. Yes. It's
there
under
we go.
scripts.
Okay,
It's called Who Do You Know? I have it in
okay,
French. I have this in French and Spanish and English.
Oh,
And
that's
it is
brilliant.
all the countries.
nice.
How's Route 23? Let's see if Vietnam is on it. Go back down here.
Yes.
Here we are.
Did I miss it?
No,
Yeah,
there
it's
it
right
is.
there. Right
Oh,
up, right
there it is,
above
at the
Zambia.
end. Yeah, V next to the Z. I should know my alphabet. Okay, there you go. Vietnam is on the list.
That's great. Just a quick question in regards to the general anesthetic, Adam. Because
Yes.
I have access to a lot of surgeons, and I wanted to understand a little bit more. I know they use the rescue for instead of general anesthetic, which
Yep.
means that they then, I would assume that they would then, if they're going to cut someone open, they're obviously going to use a local anesthetic afterwards. So they would get someone into sedation using the rescue,
Yeah.
and then they would use the local anesthetic. So they wouldn't have to put someone under a general. Is that what's been happening? Just so I can understand.
Yeah, I think you have a good grasp on it because you understand a little bit about that. In fact, I spoke to David DiArcangelo about this today, and I said, listen, you know, he and I were on a Zoom with Jim the other day, and Jim is talking about people having surgeries, you know, 2.7 million so far, without general anesthesia, and using Newcom Rescue instead. And he doesn't go into a lot of detail about it. So I automatically assume, well, it's a lot of dental surgeries, maybe, right? I know for one thing, my friend Evelyn, who's a leader on my team, she went to the dentist and had one side of her mouth worked on, and she had forgot to bring her headphones. And so she wasn't able to use Newcom for that procedure. And they numbed her up, and she was, you know, numbed up for like 6-7 hours. It was awful. And then a few weeks went by and she had the other side done, but she remembered to bring her headset. And so she sold it, the dentist, she says, listen, I'm going to use this instead of general anesthesia. And I would like you to do the work on there, and I'm going to use this instead. And he's like, are you sure about that? You know, because I mean, he had not heard of Newcom. And she said, yeah, I'm really sure about that. So, you know, if you want to just numb it up a little bit, whatever, that's fine. But I'm gonna do this. And she did it. And during the procedure, the dentist was like checking in with her. You know, is everything okay? Yep, no problem, keep going. And she was blown away. I mean, she got out of the chair and she was done, and it didn't hurt, and she didn't notice. It wasn't an issue, and now everybody in the office kind of whispers, hey, that's the one that's got the high threshold for pain, right? So she's kind of famous in her dentist's office. But also, you know, he's talking about cutting people open, right? He's speaking to that. I'm hearing that. And so I've asked David, I said, listen, can you give us a little bit more clarity on some of the types of surgeries with some of the testimonies? Can you give us a little bit more on that? Because the way that Stu talks about it, and the way that, you know, when Stu talks about it, it could sound like network marketing puffery, right? Like we're exaggerating, right? When Jim talks about it, though, I know he's not exaggerating, right? That guy doesn't exaggerate anything. It's just science. right? It's math, it's physics. This is what's happening. There's none of that for him. Jim's not a network marketer. He's a he runs a neuroscience company, right? And so he doesn't know how to exaggerate the way a network marketer might. And Stu is a network marketer. So I'm going to get more information on that, and I'm going to definitely share that with you guys.
Well, I'd like to just share the new technology on the local anaesthetic side that they're using for general for surgery, for major surgery now. So they're avoiding general anaesthetic. So this is the time, if ever there was a time. And I know this because of my connections in the surgery world from being in anti-aging my entire life. But the point is that right now, especially the Korean surgeons, that what they're doing right now is they're doing what we call a mild sedation using drugs. So this would replace the mild sedation, and then they use the new technology of local anesthetic, which is different now. It's not hurting, because actually it was the local anesthetic that was actually painful. Because that was an injection, and so now
Right.
they're using this state of the art. It's like a little miniature round thing with tiny little holes that just go into the area. And so it's not a long injection that goes in that's painful. So the local anesthetic doesn't hurt. So they're giving the mild anesthetic, and this is cutting up major surgery, right, all over the body. And so so now I believe is the time where the sedation before they give that local anesthetic is where the replacement for this would be used. And I think that's what's happening when I put two and two together. So I'd love to know if we do have anyone in the network that's a surgeon that's already using it that we can use as a reference, so that I can pitch properly to the people that I know, and they're in every country. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know what I think we should do, and I've been thinking about this today. This group is getting to a place where I think if we had Jim Poole on, you guys could hear it from the horse's mouth, and you could ask him hard questions. And so I can try to schedule that maybe, let's say today.
Maybe next Tuesday at the same time.
It's possible. You know, if his schedule works.
We have
to go by his schedule, but I'm going to suggest it. You guys basically are doing your events on.
Now, this Thursday at
Tuesday
8 p.m.
Thursday?
Eastern, we're doing our presentation, which is about 35 minutes. Yes.
So do you do like 2 for the team a week, or are you doing more? 1 or 2 events?
Right now, we're doing one a week on the Thursday.
So this is a special event that we're doing right now, right? This Tuesday today.
And this Tuesday is a special event. But see, as the team expands, we will keep adding different segments. And also, go ahead.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll try to grab him for either a Tuesday or a Thursday. How's that sound?
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
At the same time, because I think this group would really appreciate it, and I know you guys would build big for it. I will tell you this: if you put people on a Zoom with Jim Poole, they're joining. There is not even. It's like a no-brainer. They're in. They've never seen anything quite like it. You know, and so you'll build big for that event, and it could be an opportunity event with a little Q&A at the end type of a thing, or it could just really be all about Newcom, and you can come with your questions, and we can do it like that. So he's flexible, but just know that that will be one you'll want to make sure that we pack the house for.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the thing is, we're getting people. We're around the clock. I mean, for example, Anna is like 14 hours ahead. So, and we have UK, and we have it's starting to come from all over. And these guys are going to listen to the recording that we're doing here this evening, and it's going to keep expanding. So, okay.
Well, I'll definitely set that up, guys, because I think you guys will appreciate it, and I know, Anna, you'll get your questions answered and that, again, that's one of the questions that I actually brought up today was, can you tell us a little bit more about or show us some more documentation, testimonies, examples of the 2.7 million surgeries that have been done. We want to know a little bit more about that because, it's, you don't need to exaggerate Newcom, right? It's science, it's physics, it's math. Every one of our brains Everybody on planet Earth operates the same way. The frequencies are the same. Nobody's got it different. It's just math. And we have the patents, the only patented device that lets you choose where your brain frequency is at any given time. Nobody else has that.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So,
Adam, I was sharing it with the group today. My daughter's coming tomorrow, and she's turning 43. She went back to school to study for acupuncture, so she just graduated. And I was telling her a little bit about the frequency, and I was actually telling her, Anna, about you and you checking it out and your background and everything. And she said, Mom, she says, I love you and everything, but all those things that you ever did with supplements and everything, she said it just didn't fit right for me. And she says, but this really interests me. Can you send me some information? So she never asked for information. So that was quite profound. And then she says, and I really noticed the difference of your energy. She says, you're a lot more calmer than you used to be. And I said, oh, interesting. I was
That's
probably
fantastic.
listening to Rescue before.
I'm probably part of the reason that's creating the stress.
But it's interesting that your own children start to recognize these things, right?
yeah, you show up differently with the people around you when your nervous system is in balance. There's no question about it. I notice things that bother me don't bother me the way they used to bother me, right?
Yeah.
And I also know that I have a tool that if I feel like I'm getting a little frazzled because I got 18 things going on today, I have the tool to self-regulate. And today I did a 50-minute rescue, 50. I heard Jim Poole say that track sounds a lot like Pink Floyd, which is one of my favorite bands. So I thought I would try it out today. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So that was the 50-minute
I'll
rescue.
try
A
that
lot of
one
different
tomorrow.
Yeah, we
things
did.
now. So
I did the
take
40
note
minute.
of
I was in a coma this afternoon. It was just amazing. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll end on this note here, folks. It's passing the top of the hour, and I know for the East Coast, getting a little bit
Oh,
late.
Chris, Anna wants to share a testimony before.
Oh, yes,
we
please,
start our
please.
talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just share this quickly. So of course I woke up, my dogs woke me up really early one morning. It was 3:30 a.m. and I knew I was 2 hours, I needed 2 hours more sleep, and I thought I'm not going to function properly today. And that was literally the day after I was introduced to the new come by Tammy and Chris. So I thought, I had a 2 p.m. appointment. I was going to pitch this to someone. At 1 o'clock, I thought I really could do with a power nap. And I went into the fire room because it's about 3 degrees here at the moment. And one of my youngest dogs, she is full on. She's neurotic. She barks. She's high maintenance. If she wants to go outside, she blows my eardrums. Anyway, she came in to have a rest, so I thought, opportunity, I'll play the power nap so I'm prepared. And so 20 minutes went past. I thought it was like a few minutes. And what happened at the end blew me away, because when she wants to go outside, she will bark her lungs out. She came over without a peep and with her nose poked my leg, looked at the door to tell me that she wanted to go outside. I couldn't believe it. Wow. So I let her outside. I ran to my husband. I said, "You're not going to believe this." Joey sat through the 20-minute power nap and obviously came out completely calm because she did not bark at me. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, Stephen, my husband, said, let me try. I said, well, I can't. I've got 10 minutes before my presentation. I need to play the Focus app and get my brain into work mode because I got to pitch this to a very prominent sporting person in Australia who has connections to every single football club. And I thought, I need to be on point. And so I played the Focus map for 10 minutes, the focus frequency, and I was right on point. I was so impressed. And then after that meeting, my husband said, let me try. I did 20 minutes on my husband. He went into a snore. I couldn't believe it. And when it finished, I said, how do you feel? He said, what? Did 20 minutes? is it finished already? I said, yes. He said, wow. I said, you were out to it. And that was, for me, that was just in 24 hours. That was the testimonial. That was me, my husband, and my dog. And so, and we used it that night for deep sleep. I fell asleep within a minute. My dogs must have heard the foxes. Foxes, when they make these sounds, and
Yep.
we didn't hear it, but the dogs heard it. So they started going crazy. And that's how I realized I'd fallen asleep. And when we came back, I thought it's going to take me forever to fall asleep again, because when you get woken up out of deep sleep into loud noises, it kind of takes a while to settle. My husband said I fell asleep within a minute, and he was out to it. We got woken up again, and it happened again. And the beautiful thing was I was able to have the phone on the ground playing through the whole time, so I could just go back to sleep straight afterwards. I couldn't believe it. This is really very powerful. So thank you.
That is an amazing testimony.
wow.
Thank you, Anna. You know, dogs, they can actually hear the programming. Humans cannot hear what's going on below the music. It's inaudible to the human ear, but the dogs can hear it. And so, you know, if you're playing, any of these tracks around the dogs, they're going to notice, they're going to get the result. And and you can't fool the dog, right? It's the way that goes. It just works for them. But I hear those kind of pet testimonies all the time. That's phenomenal.
Wonderful. Well, that was actually wonderful. And I'd love to eventually have a session where we can have a whole bunch of testimonials, as many of you are getting more and more familiar. And those of you that are going to listen to this session, if you happen to be on YouTube, hey guys, hit smash that like button here. Let us know what you're thinking. Share your feedback and comment. And guys, in the group, I will be sharing you where that recording is in. And again, every Thursdays we do our presentation at 8 p.m. If there's no other questions, I guess we'll close it on this note. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating. Adam, awesome. Thank you for the training. And folks, if you didn't get everything today, don't worry. That's not the only time that we will be sharing that information. We'll be going on, and there will be different versions. The next one, I believe it'll be great to have Jim Poole. You guys are going to love the amount of knowledge and the certainty and the conviction and the science that will be shared. It'll be absolutely amazing. I really recommend you bring everybody you can to that session the moment we announced it. So everybody have yourself a wonderful rest of your day or evening for some of us here, or afternoon, depending on when you listen to this call.